Well, good morning, everybody. Well, good morning here from Houston, Texas. I hope that everybody is having an amazing morning. It's 10:01 right here, and it's a little chilly. It feels good. Finally, we got a little bit of this cold weather, and like I said, we got to enjoy it because it's here in a little bit, and then it's gone again, and then it's back to hot and humid. But hey, welcome to the Push Power to Power show, guys. And today I'm having a special guest, a guest that I've met in Dallas. That was maybe, what was it, 2 months ago, I can say. She can recall it when I get her in. And it was an event about, what was it? Financial services. And it was amazing because my friend took me there. It was something that I mean I know about financial services, but he saw that there was somebody that was coming in there. That was Eric Thomas, and that's one of the motivational speakers that I looked up when I started my route. That was the first guy I started watching him on the mornings when he says the Monday thing. I forgot how to say it, but it was him. And then he paid for everything. He took me, and then I got to see Eric Thomas, and that was nice off the checklist, and it was amazing. I loved it, and now. The next time if he comes here to Houston or wherever, I'm gonna go check him out again because I love what he does, what he speaks out, his energy. I took a lot of his stuff and applied it to me, and I'm just happy to that I'm still here and keep on going and running the show and bringing you this special guest. Today is two podcasts and both, and I don't even believe it. The morning one is an author. She beat cancer, Miss Patryce Sheppard. She would say it if I said the name wrong. And then in the afternoon, I got another author coming in too. It's multiple authors. This is the second book they wrote here in Houston, The Impact of Influence, Volume 2. So I was like, I was looking at my agenda and I was like, that's cool. Back to back, two back to back authors, one that beat cancer, and I cannot wait. I'm about to pull her up right now, and we're gonna know a little bit about her. We're gonna ask her little questions here and there. You know me, I always ask. I don't have nothing reading or everything. I got her book right here. We'll talk about that too. And I love listening, and y'all already know me. I love listening, and I like asking questions sometimes that other people haven't asked. And I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna bring her up. Thank you, and I hope y'all are ready. Any notes y'all want to take them on your phone, take them on a notepad because you're gonna get great value today. So let's get ready for the show. Welcome. Good morning, Miss. How do you say it, Patrice or Patrice?
Patrice.
Patrice. There he goes. Patryce Sheppard. See,
Good morning. I'm here from Dallas. So just like you, I am enjoying this great weather.
I know, man. This weather is amazing, sunny. Everybody's out there. Like when I woke up, people walking around. They're like, "Oh yeah, like enjoy the weather before it leaves."
Before it leaves, because in a minute it'll be 90 degrees again, even in November.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this year we get cold because I mean this couple of years we haven't got no cold except for that freeze we got, but
Hmm.
it's been like December and it's 80 degrees instead of like back in the. I remember when I was a little younger, you get the cold, and those years that we got snow like right on December, that was amazing. Those are the moments that I like we all gotta appreciate, because they're gone, but at least we live right here in Houston, or the people that got to see the snow in Texas. That was amazing. It happened like two times, I think.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I've seen lots and lots of snow in my lifetime, and I'm okay with Texas not having any snow. So I'm originally from Chicago,
Oh, okay.
the Windy City. So we get lots and lots of snow. So I am very familiar with what snow and cold is. And unlike you, my friend, I'm okay with it being 80 in December.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I really like you said, I lived in the north for 1 year over there by Amarillo, Texas. So, I
Okay.
mean, there was snow over there and it was really cold. That's why over here, when I'm wearing shorts and it's like 40 degrees and people like with jackets, they're like, "Are you not cold?" I'm like, "No, man. I used to live in the north where the snow used to be over here." And it was like I had three jackets over here. To me, that's like, yeah, perfect weather.
Exactly.
They think I'm
Exactly.
crazy, but it's all right. But guys, I'm gonna hand the mic to Miss Patrice and tell us a little bit about yourself. A little bit where you, like you said, did you grew up in Chicago? Is that where you started, or?
I did. So I'm a native of Chicago and loved it there growing up. But as I got a little bit older, the weather kind of got to me. I got tired of being in the cold, being in the snow. And so at the time, I moved to Texas in 2012 with my son, and it was after the economic downfall that happened in the industry with the mortgages, and so just wanted to find a better life. Wanted to come to a place where the climate was good, where the schools was good, the economics. Wanted to change. I did some research, and there was a very few cities in Texas that came on the list. So then I kind of narrowed it down and ended up here in Plano, Texas. So it's a suburb of Dallas, and I love it. I've been here now for about 10 years, and it's exciting. I call it home. My parents have relocated here with me, so it's exciting times. It's exciting times. I'm really enjoying being here in Texas.
I love that, that you came from Chicago, now you're in Plano, Texas, and now you're living the life, and your parents are close to you. You got your son going to school.
Hmm.
And what was that one thing that gave you? I mean, well, let me back up. Tell them a little bit about how did you beat cancer? How did you got cancer? How did you figure it out? And what was the emotions that you got when that happened to you?
Sure. Okay, so when I was diagnosed, I was 43 years of age. But when I was 40, on my 40th birthday, one of the things that I gave to myself was I decided to practice self breast exams. So self breast exams is something that women should be practicing every month, is where you get to know your body so that when something is unfamiliar, you can notice it right away. So it's something that we should be doing once a month. So I wasn't quite doing it once a month, but I was participating in completing self breast exams. And while completing a self breast exam, I did find a lump. So I did find it myself. It was in the shower, and I was totally devastated. Totally devastated. There were thoughts that were running through my mind about, is this a death sentence? Am I going to
Mm.
die? What's going to happen to my son? I'm a single mom. What's going to happen with my son? Are we going to have to move back to Chicago while I'm going through treatment? What's going to happen? At the time, my entire family lived in Chicago. And of course, I did build up a friend and network system at my job, at my church. So I did have people there, but it's nothing like having family. And so in the very beginning, I was devastated. But I knew that I couldn't stay there. That wasn't a place that I could stay. As we listen to people just on our own life journey, and we hear things that they go through, one of the things that I had heard and had paid attention to is that when you're going through something and when you're trying to heal, you have to be stress free and have to be in a positive mental state, right? Your mental state has to be good, because if your mental state is not good and you're not positive, hey, your mind decides whether it goes up or down, right?
True.
So I knew that at some point I had to change my mindset and basically do it different.
Man, that's something that when I see other people and I know people here in Houston that they have cancer and stuff, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, man, I cannot put an excuse because they're going through that. They still got to go through the emotions. Some of them, like you said, you took it, but some other people can't take it, and they're still like working, and they still got to go to the doctor and check themselves out. And I'm like, that's a part of life that you got to live by having that, but you have to have faith and be like, I'm gonna beat it.
That's
I'm not
right.
alone.
Hmm. And many times what happens with us is we have that negative self-talk in our head, right? But we have to remember that we're in control of our thoughts, our words, and our actions. We're in control of that. So it's so easy for us to say that we're in control. And many times we want to do something different. We want to, but we don't have the tools to do so. And that is what prompted me to write the book.
Mm,
So I'm a big journaler. I journal every day. It's
mm.
how I center myself and make my crazy world. It's how I bring it all in and make it organized and bring it together. So I'm a big journaler. I believe that we should all start our day out with gratitude. So being grateful for what we have right here in this moment. Along with the book, I do have other educational materials. So I did create a journal. So I'll
Mm.
show you the journal.
Ah.
So actually, what it is there's 12 journals, one for every month
Oh.
of the year. And it starts out, everyone starts out with a positive motivational quote. Then there's a page for gratitude, starting our day with the gratitude. Then there's an area for us to write out our daily goals. Because when we have a big goal, we have to break it down and chop it down into short-term
Mm.
goals.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start it out there, and then just looking at how what's going to happen for our day. So we have something here that says how I started out my day. How did you start your day? Did you start your day waking up, jumping on your cell phone, checking Facebook? Or did you start your day in meditation? Did you start your day being grateful? How did you start your day? The things you need to do today, affirmations of the day. Affirmations are also very important.
Yep.
The things that we say to ourselves. So with the journal, I journal every day. And while I was going through my journey, I was journaling. So the book, Doing It Differently, is nothing but a compilation of all of my journals. So it was very easy for me to write the book because I had already been journaling every day.
And it's funny that you say journaling because today when I was like drinking my coffee before I came here, um, I was watching a video on YouTube and they were talking about journaling. And then I started reading a Grant Cardone book. I'm reading the Not to Be Average, Be Obsessed. And
Uh-huh.
there was, and I was like, is that a sign that I got to start,
Hey,
writing?
I'm gonna get you one of these journals. I'm gonna get one of them
Yes.
out to you.
And it is a sign because not even them, but my mom even told me, hey man, write it. It doesn't, I mean, you already know that you have to write your ideas and stuff because you forget them. And then you're like,
Absolutely.
man, and now she's like, you gotta write everything. It doesn't matter. Just write it, write it, write it, write it, write it. At the end of the day, you can look at it and be like, whoa, all of these things I did, these things are things that I really wanna improve on myself, improve on the business, improve on this. And the next day, write again because you wake up with a different mindset every day. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
so
You know what journaling also does? It gives you an opportunity when you look back on the journals. It gives you an opportunity to see how far you've come. Sometimes we think that, hey, I'm right here today, but we don't really look at or remember everything that it took us to get there. Like you did so much work to get where you are right now. Having your show is successful, helping people, giving people a platform to share their stories. It took a lot of work for you to get here. It just didn't pop up one day. And it's excellent when you can take that time to reflect, to look back at your journals. I'm telling you, that's what I did, and that's how I wrote the book.
that's amazing. Because I always wanted to write a book, and I remember I started writing it because I suck at writing. But I remember it was like maybe 3 years ago when I started writing, and I have the notebook, everything what I wrote, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I didn't even know what else to write, so I decided, you know what, let me turn it out to be an ebook, and it's something that first time writing it. So I actually I'll send it to you. I finished it, and I send it to somebody to publish it, and they check the wrong things I wrote and the whole thing. And I was like, I'm not gonna write another. I know. Let me get that straight. I'm not gonna write it myself, but I'm gonna hire a ghostwriter to write it because I really want to write my main story. But that one that I wrote, it was something like impressive because I took it on my list. I'm like, whoa, I sucked at it.
Okay.
It's fine, but it's now an ebook that somebody can read. And I read it myself, and I was like, oh, I could have made it better, but that's fine because you wrote what you had in at that moment when I wrote it.
So I'm gonna give you some tips right from the book, because in chapter 4 we talk about documentation. Documentation, turn to page 39. So here's some tips about journaling. Because many times we all say the same thing that you just said. People say, "Oh, Patryce, it's okay. You love journaling. You've been doing it for a long time. I can't journal." I have some tips in there for you. So, number one, kiss. I say that's keep it simple, keep it super simple. So, we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to, it's not a dissertation. Nobody else has to read it. And then I'm going to skip over to the next page on page 40. Tip 3, write in your own voice. Your journal
Hmm.
is for you. You're not impressing anybody. You're not turning it into a teacher. Anything. It's for you. So write your journal in your own voice.
Mm.
Tip number 4, start with putting the date at the top of each page. This way, when you go back and reflect, you can remember. You can say a year from now, this is what I was doing. 6 months from now, this is what I was doing. In our journal, we do have a slot for you to do that. Tip number 5, take your journal everywhere.
Mm.
Take it everywhere. Stick it in your purse, stick it in your backpack, because you know when you never know when you'll have that inspirational moment
Yeah.
where you can think of something that inspires you and then you just want to jot it down, or you have an experience in your life that you want to jot down. Number 6, celebrate every win
That's
and
true.
be gracious. Have gratitude. We should be celebrating every single moment in our lives. There's a quote that I have in it's in journal 3, month 3, because the name of that one is gratitude. And one of the quotes that I have in there is talking about how we need to be grateful for what we have now. Because if we can't be grateful for what we have now, we're not going to be grateful later when we get the big thing that we want.
Indeed.
So be grateful now. Tip 7, commit to writing daily and be consistent so you can have an accurate timeline. Commit to it daily. Nobody said that you had to write in your journal for an hour. You can simply take 2 minutes, 3 minutes just to jot something down. And trust me, you'll be great. You'll be
And it's
glad you
funny
did.
because you said I carry my notebook everywhere, but I don't journal. I just put ideas and things that are coming up, but I do put the date on every single little thing because I found my journal from like 2011 and another journal
Mm-hmm.
that I had, and I had ideas that I already applied it, but they were back in the day that I actually did. But at that time, no mindset. I give up. I was like, people saying no, this is not gonna work. And I saw that and I was like, no, all of those things that I had, people are actually doing it and making a lot of money with what I had in there, like in 2011, 2012. That's crazy. And I read it and I was like, I wrote that. And my mom was like, dang, remember you actually started that? Because there was a time I remember, I still remember, I just
Mm-hmm.
grabbed my notebook and I said, man, I'm gonna go to the taco stands and I'm gonna help them with social media. And back in the day, social media, barely was, not like now. And I will
Mm-hmm.
go to the taco stands and like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm. And they're like, whoa. And back in that time, that they were like, we don't even have social media, we don't even have Facebook. So I was like, how can I help you, create it, or how can I just educate you how to just do it yourself, And I started just going with a lot of taco stands, and most of them liked it, educate them, but nobody said yes to for me to have them as a client. But it was fine, and that's how I gave up. But the number one thing is that I took action. That's what one of my friends said. Dude, you just said whatever. You grab your notebook. You didn't even prepare yourself. You said, I'm out of the door and I'm gonna do it. And that right
Mm-hmm.
there takes guts. Not a lot of people would just go at it and be like, what do I say? I just went at it and just win.
That's excellent. I'm going to tell you, you are like the perfect person for examples for the book. So, have you ever heard of hindsight is 2020?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you have. And we all have those moments, right? And the idea is that hindsight means looking back, and 2020 is having perfect vision. So
Mhm.
after we went through a situation, then what happens is we wish that at the end of it, we wish that we had done things differently. We have those coulda, shoulda, woulda moments, right? But I said, I'm not going to have those hindsight 2020 moments anymore. This is what I'm going to do. When I'm faced with a situation of adversity, I'm going to look at the situation, think about it positively. I'm going to decide and declare what I want my destiny to be.
Mm,
And then at that moment, that's how I'm going to walk myself backward. And those are all the little goals and the little things that we do.
mm,
That's how I decided to do my breast cancer journey. So the
mm.
book really is about a mindset. It's really about doing it differently,
Doing it differently.
thinking differently, how we think, the words that we say, making declarations, being consistent, doing those little things every day, being gratitude, having gratitude, and then seeing the result. So, what I did is I used my breast cancer journey as an example of what can happen when you think that way.
Mm, mm. And that is true. You always have to have gratitude. That's something that I learned along the way, that I wasn't seeing doors open, and I was doing the right things, but I was doing things that truly really matter. Like, you already know, the smallest things are the ones that matter. Your
Mm-hmm.
family, things like this. And I was just, it's okay to work 12, 13 hours. There's times that that's gonna happen, but I was just truly focusing much on that, like bam bam bam. And I was kind of living family, like my mom and my brothers, and be like, they need me around too. I cannot just
Mm-hmm.
go
Mm-hmm.
home, sleep, and then do it again. And my mom set me down and we got into an argument, you know that was last year. And it was good, because that was a slap on my face. She told me this, and I will never forget. She said, "You know why God hasn't opened the next door for you? Because you're forgetting the smallest things, those things
That's
that
right.
really matter." And man, and when we finished the next day, I actually applied everything we talked, and I saw the difference.
You
I
see
saw
the
the difference.
difference. You see the difference when you learn to be grateful for those things. Because I believe that when you're grateful for the things that you have in your life, what that does is that makes you focus, and it helps you to focus on the positive, not focusing on lack, what you don't have, what you wish that you had. You're focusing on the positive, and then you're able to go forward. So here's one of the other resources that I have. Somewhere my gratitude cards. Here they are. So again, talking about gratitude and affirmation. So I made these cards. So they have the logo, it's branded, we're doing it differently.
I like that.
And then it's 58 of them. Okay. So they have words on them, positive words:
Oh.
courage, creativity, blessed, inspiration, positive words on them. So that in an instant, if you need to change your mindset, because we all have that negative self talk, right? Sometimes, we can think a negative thought, or I'm not going to make it, or I don't know how I'm going to do it, or this is too hard. But then we have something, we have a material, a resource, a tool that will help us to snap back at it. As I talk to many people, this is the number one thing that I find, because as I'm talking to people, I'm also writing and using it as like a polling system.
Mm.
And I like to do that because I want to make sure that I'm on the right track, that I'm doing the right thing, and that I'm giving the right message. And so what I've learned is that people actually want to do better. We know that. People want to journal, but a lot of times they don't have the resources or the tools. They say just what you said from the beginning. You, I want to journal. I want to do it. I don't know how. And so what I've done is I've taken the time to put resources together so that we can win, so that we can be successful, and so that we can start practicing gratitude and those small things in our life. Once we make a lifestyle and a habit of thinking positive, being gracious, showing gratitude, and journaling, then when we're faced with those situations of adversity, that's how we learn that. Then we're naturally doing it differently.
Oh
We're
yeah.
naturally looking at those situations and not going to getting depressed and climbing in a hole, and we're naturally doing it. But it's about a mind shift change. First,
Yes.
we have to make sure that we change our mindset.
And it's right, because I didn't even told this. We're live, and I'm gonna say it live because I'm proud of it. But
Uh-huh.
not that I'm proud, but Saturday I was feeling some kind of way. Like, it was that time that I already, I know I understand it, but I was feeling all the emotions, when you're like sad, and then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
angry, and then like, what do I do? And trust me, Saturday was an amazing day because I went out and to support my ambassadors for my nonprofit, the All Eyes on Them Foundation. So I went and drove like an hour and 45 minutes and support the young boys. Before that, what did I do before that? I did a lot of great things that day, but the
Mm-hmm.
whole, not the morning, because when I woke up and prayed and meditated, it felt so great. I had a lot of energy, and I was like, yes, this day is gonna be amazing. But half of the day, like my energy just dropped down, and my mind was just running on all the emotions, and that was the whole day, even into I got home at 9 or 10. Like I still don't understand like what was going on. I was like praying. I was like, why? I was like, why am I thinking this? Why am I thinking that? Why is I going? And like I already know that those stuff happens, but I was just asking the questions to myself. Like, it's okay. Some of those days we are actually gonna have that, but you gotta speak up. You gotta ask for help. You gotta ask for somebody. Hey, you know what? I need a little bit of motivation. Okay, you talk to me,
That's right.
because I have friends here in Houston that just barely started their business, and they send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and like, hey, do you have 10 minutes of your time? I'm not feeling great today, and I know you have a lot of motivation, and I like your energy. And I give them a call, and after we're done, they're like, thank you, I needed that. And I was like, I need that. Like, I need to do that. And I do have friends that I can call and make sure that happens, but I don't do it. I just kind of soak it in, and I'm like, all right, I just leave it for tomorrow. But I need to
Mm-hmm.
start doing that and start asking for help to, you know what, I don't have a good day today, and I don't know why. I did a lot of great things. I supported, everything that I did was positive, but the inside was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. And we all have those days, but you're absolutely right. Reach out to people, reach out to your friends. We need friends, we need people to help us. Listen, I'm telling you, you are just a walking, talking testament to the book. So there's
And it's
also go ahead. What were you going to
it's
say?
funny because you wrote this book, and there's a friend that she's here in the office too, and she wrote her book. It's in Spanish. And before, like, I said, hold on, don't even tell me anything about the book. And I looked at the book, I just looked at the cover, and I was like, I know what you wrote about the book. And I just started telling her without me reading in the book. And she
Mm-hmm.
started crying in front of me. I was like, how do you know about that? I was like, I don't know, intuition. Sorry about the alarm, something.
That's okay.
I don't know if you
It's
can hear
live,
that.
right? It's live.
Yeah, and,
So
and, and that was amazing. Knowing that, I just told her a little bit about it, and now I have the book and I'm reading it. And it's just like yours. It's just things that we need to read, and things that are easy, but we don't apply it. Things are
that's
easy,
right.
things are in front of you, but we ourselves make it harder to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why
So
doing differently is good, because you gotta do it differently.
you have to do it differently. So back to what you were saying, you were talking about how we need people, right? That we need people in our lives to help us that we can reach out to. So there's a chapter, chapter 8, and the name of it is donors. So I did kind of a play on donors. What we usually can think of as a donor is someone that gives maybe to a foundation when they're giving money or something like that, or like an organ transplant. So I did a play on that and just saying that donors are the people that help us every day. So chapter 8, I talk about that there's, and this is the donor chapter, page 73, that there are two parts to a blessing. It is more of a blessing to give than it is to receive. I think when it comes to donors, it is important to realize that there are two parts to a blessing: the giver and the receiver. Without a receiver, the giver cannot be a blessing, and without a giver, a receiver cannot be blessed. They are like a coin with two sides to make it whole. So, what I'm referring to there is many times people say it's more of a blessing to give than to receive. But also, we have to be open to receive. In those moments, like you
Mm.
just gave in that example, when you're not feeling well, you have to be willing to reach out, open up your heart, and reach out to your friends, reach out to those people that you know want to love you, want to help you, want to give to you, want to the same thing that you do for them. You have to, we also have to be open to receive. Because many times we like to give, 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 but it's two sides to that coin. As we give, we also have to be have to be open to receive and understand that we need to receive.
And that's very true. And that's why I was like, man, I'm like, that's crazy that I went to that, that feeling. And then yesterday, Sunday, it was amazing because every 2 weeks I do kids mastermind with kid
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs that they have their own business. And yesterday it's at 7. It was amazing because I brought a speaker to them to talk about content creation and marketing. Man, they were happy. The kids were like, this was great value. I know we're kids and we didn't understood a lot of the stuff about hashtags and stuff, but my mom was behind, so she was listening. So they were like, I loved it, and they text me back. They're like, we loved it. That was a good value, and that right there, just like that already in itself, that gives me more energy than anything else. Me being
Mm-hmm.
around the kids, it just purifies me and gives me energy because I see my daughter in them. Since my daughter is not here with me, she's in Mexico, and the borders are still closed, and it's been another year that I haven't seen her. So it's like
Mm.
that's why I started that the all eyes on them, because we need to have all eyes on them now. They are the future, and if we don't do it now, look at everything that is going on right now that
Mm-hmm.
is not even great, and the kids are seeing that. The kids are feeling that energy, and the parents no jobs, or both of them are not working. One it is fighting. The kids are smart. They're watching that and they want to do the
That's
same thing.
right.
They want to implement the same thing, because I work with the kids and ask them a lot about mentality and mindset, and I started learning
Mm-hmm.
from them, and I was like, man, if these kids keep on going this way, this is not great for our country, because that they're next. They're the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are gonna lift up everything. I always tell people, man, they are the ones that are gonna go to the White House and be like, why do we have Democrats? Why do we have them? Get rid of this. Let's clean out this mess. Let's start this. Let's start with everything different. This is how we gotta help the world. This is how we gotta make really peace. All of this that we want as millennials and us want to make that change, but I don't think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see it on our time. But on theirs, they have to be, because if not, it's gonna be like, man, we didn't do anything for them. What's wrong, man? Yeah, we're just thinking about us and growing our business. What about them? We
Mm-hmm.
gotta have the eyes on them now, and that
That's right.
inspired me to create that foundation, and to know that I got all these kids that are already kidpreneurs, and the ones that look up to them, and that's like they have a voice. Why what about me? I have a voice too. I know my parents are not there. I was like, man, come on over. You gotta. There's all these kids right here. Any questions? I what I said, kids mastermind. Ask them. They're gonna tell you up front what they have from here.
Let me tell you, you just really inspired my heart. And so you're right. The kids are our future, and we do need to start investing in them. What I would love to do is for the next time you have a kids mastermind, I would like to donate journals to all your kids.
Oh,
And then I would love to teach a class
you
and
will.
talk to them about how to journal and how to do it. And whenever you need me to come back, I would love to be a part of what you're doing. And I would love to start with the class for the journal for your kids. So let's make sure
Yay!
that we connect after
Oh yeah,
this. Yeah.
they're gonna be happy because they were happy. That was my first speaker. I told them the first Sunday that we did it, it was just me and them, and I just kind of got them all there surrounding, and they asked questions to every single of the kids, like, how did you started your company about books? There's a kid there that has his own publishing book company. He already wrote 4 books, five I
Oh,
think, and they were like, hey, can we help? How can we? And the girls from California have their own show, and they're about to do a lot of things with Nickelodeon. So I'm like, man, this is great. Like, I'm just looking, and I'm like, I'm like, I think I throw some tears just looking at them asking questions, and I'm like, I'm doing this, and I'm like, I said I was gonna do this. I said it a
that's
long time
right.
ago, and I actually put my foot down. And I said, forget it. I already told myself, no what ifs. Do it. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Doesn't matter
No
if it
hindsight
works.
2020 moments, right?
Shoot your shot, man. It doesn't
That's
even
right.
matter if it works or if it doesn't. You did it. You're like, hey, stop my corner. Hey, it didn't work. It's okay. I did it. I didn't stop and say, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
you never know. We're not even promised for the next seconds of our lives or tomorrow. So do it now
That's
and
right.
differently.
Do it differently.
Oh man, no more to say. That's just like how I feel, man. You know that we all feel those times that we want to throw the towel and we want to give up. We all do that. It's tough. We're living in like I was saying, the society. You see it. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
seeing it right now. Inflation. Everybody thinks that we're okay. Okay to the people on top. Okay to the people that are multi-billionaires, but not to us, the regular people out here. Everybody's suffering. I see it myself. I'm putting
Mm-hmm.
gas, and the people besides me, they're like, "What? It's $3 already? What the hell? My SUV." I'm like, I'm just listening. And I'm like, damn.
That's true.
And like we're going through this, and like I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is nuts. Like, and I'm like, and I told them this is just the beginning, guys. And the Bible said it. We haven't even got to the tip, to the worst things that are gonna happen, to the things that's where we gotta create each other and believe in ourselves, community, not hate you, not hate me, love each other because God is love and love is God. So we
Amen.
gotta connect with each other. They want us to separate. They want us to divide, and it's been working
Mm-hmm.
for,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want that. And when I
Mm-hmm.
said they, we don't even know who is they,
We don't even know who they is,
eh,
right? But
eh,
it.
but they're there because it's been centuries since they started. People think that it's just right now. This has been centuries, man. And when Jesus Christ was here, all of these things, the evil and bad has been here. It's just that this our century, the technology got even better, so it's even worse for everybody. You know?
Mm-hmm. And so now that we're going through these things, so when the pandemic first started in March of 2020, when they first shut everything down,
Yeah, that was crazy.
I said, I'm going to make use of this time. I'm not going to look back, have a hindsight 2020 moment, and say, what did I do for a year? I binge watched all Netflix series. That was not going to be my claim to fame, right? For the pandemic. What I did is that's when I actually wrote the book. I hunkered down, I
Hmm.
wrote the book. I have, like I said, all the educational materials. There's 12 journals, those affirmation cards I showed you. It's also a workbook. I have a class for women who are going through breast cancer. What we do is we come together, we read the book together, and then here's a workbook where we can go through it.
Oh, that's
It's a workbook where
beautiful.
we go through the workbook together. And at the end of a year, they'll have the same thing that I did. They'll have 12 months worth of journals. They'll have a workbook. And then they can go out and do something positive in the world
Yeah.
for survivors. Whether it's doing like you did, start a show, whether it's writing a book, whether it's starting a nonprofit organization, whether it's going on speaking tours, just doing something to help others. What I wanted to make sure is that during those uncertain times, during those times when, as you said, the world is going through and everybody is being challenged, I wanted to stay positive. Remember that mindset change. I said I have to stay positive, be positive, and do something positive. And that's what we need to be doing. Again, not focusing on the negative.
Mm-mm. Why?
It's so much negativity out there, but there are some things that you could be grateful for. No matter what you're going through, there are some things to be grateful for. That you have your health. Look at how many people passed away from COVID.
A lot of my family, a lot of them passed away.
A lot of people did. A lot of people passed away from it. So there's lots of things that we can be grateful for. We need to just keep moving though. We can't stay stuck
Oh,
in what the world is doing, because here's what I'm committed to. When all of this pandemic is over, because nothing lasts forever.
oh no.
When all of it is over, what position are you going to be in? Are you going to be in a different position that you are when we went into the pandemic? All I'm doing is setting myself up. setting myself up so that I can be a bigger blessing when everything opens back up, when it's 100%.
Right. And it's funny because here you know already know Dallas, Houston, Texas. It to me is 100%. Everybody's doing their thing. Half
Mm-hmm.
of the people wearing the mask if they want to. Some of them are not. You respect wherever business I go, and they you have to wear the mask. I'll wear it. You know, it's it's a crazy routine. Like when I walk to the mall or anything, or I'm doing my exercise and meditating on the morning and seeing different people, not different people, but the people with the mask and some, you know, running with the mask. And I'm like, man, in my mind, it's like, I'm not gonna judge them, but God created this world for you to breathe in His earth, this earth, the wind, everything that He created. While you're wearing that, you're opposing it. I was like, and I said, I'm not judging nobody, but it's just my mentality is like, man, I want to run and breathe in that air because I know He created this or the greens, everything. So I want this. I want to have His energy. I want to have it
Mm-hmm.
so I can run my day. Not that they run me, but I can run my day. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes. Like I said, I don't got nothing to worry about. I always say about the vaccines and everything. I was like, man, anything that goes through my body, it's already been purified. Anything that I put in my body, my food that I eat, even though it has GMOs or whatever the crap, it's when it goes to my mouth, it's purified. God touched it,
Mm-hmm.
it's purified. That's why when I
Mm-hmm.
tell people that they're like, man, you crazy. I'm like, no, because when you truly believe and you have that faith, it's purified. It's purified.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
body is purified already.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it's great.
and you said something that I was just talking with a friend about yesterday. You said when you have belief and faith. So many times we say we believe in whether it's God, whether it's Allah, whatever your belief system is. I'm not here to
No.
to convert anybody. You know, I'm not here to do that. But what I am saying is that whatever your faith is, we say we believe in that wholeheartedly. So what we have to start doing is acting like it.
Hmm.
Our actions have to align up with our words. Because many times we talk about you can't worry and pray at the same time, but we do it every day. Many times we say the power of life and death is in the tongue. We
Hmm.
know that, but we still say negative things. Many times we know we can quote those scriptures, but we're not living them. We say, write the vision and make it plain so that others may run, but we're not writing. We don't use journals. So we say these things and we quote these things, but are we doing it? That's that mindset thing. We have to know and believe that we are in charge. We are in control of our thoughts, our words, and our actions. We have the power to change them. We have the power to change our lives with those three things right there. But it does start with positivity and it starts with being consistent. That's why on the journal one, month one,
Love one
consistency.
consistency. Yep.
Consistency. Because we can make all kind of goals, we can make all kind
Oh
of
yeah.
plans. If we're not consistent,
Nothing's gonna happen.
nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. So again, every day what it does is it starts out with a quote.
Yay.
Every day
I
there's a
love
positive
quotes.
quote in there. Every day. It begins with a positive quote. The very first quote is the best time to begin keeping a journal is whenever you decide to.
Woo.
That's the quote for the first day.
I
That's the quote for
love
the
that.
first day. Yeah. So it's just about being positive because I know, we all know that there's so many things going on in the world, right? But we can make a decision that no matter what happens, we can move forward. We're not going to get stuck there. But
Mm-mm.
that decision is ours to make. Nobody can make that decision except for us.
And you hit that right there. Sorry. Decision. That's the number one. You decide. God has his hand over you. and
Mm-hmm.
knows where you're going. But you in this flesh, where we're living in this earth, you decide. And it doesn't matter if it went good, middle, or worse. It doesn't matter. Just decide and go
Mm-hmm.
for it. Go for it. Apply it. Jump on it. Help. Do this, do that. Even if it didn't work again, I said, it's your decision. God is not gonna be mad at you or whoever you believe, the universe. No, because you that's what we're here for. You're just not just gonna
Mm-hmm.
sit down here in the show and be like, I don't got nothing to say. You talk. And I'm like, no, man, your decisions speak, man. You decide.
That's right. That's right. So I'm just looking through the journal now. Couple of quotes that just stand out to me, and they're in the very beginning. This is by John Maxwell. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. You know, when we achieve goals, they're slowly. We just don't jump up and one day you have a podcast, right? It took some work.
Yeah. A lot of work.
A lot, exactly.
Because I
Little
didn't even
small
know.
goals.
I didn't even know that I was gonna be well, I knew that I wanted to have a show, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't know it was gonna turn out to be like this because the name of the show was different back in the day. When I started, it was my name, the Jesus Ortiz Diary Show, Teaching for
Uh-huh.
Success. Then later on through the years, I'm like, that didn't hit me. I said, I gotta hit something that hits me, that it is me, that I help others. And I was like, I heard a 2 minute video from Grant Cardone about pushing power. And when I listened to that, I was like, aha, it gave me an aha moment, the push power to power show. And since then, it's been there because we all have to push power to each other, no matter what.
That's right.
No matter if I know you or if I don't know you, I'm gonna push power. I want to make
Mm-hmm.
others know who you are. It doesn't matter about what other people's opinions are telling me. What are you trying to push that person? He's already successful. They don't know why I'm doing it. I'm still gonna do it no matter what. I'm over there building relationships and connections, not only here in Houston, but I want to build it everywhere. Where my
Absolutely.
name is gonna be there, the
Mm-hmm.
attention is gonna be there because God wants you to do something great. He wants you to do something phenomenal. He doesn't want us just to be here and be like, that was it. And like this gift that I gave you was for you to bang it. So you make
Right.
impact on it. And I said, when I knew what was my gift and I started working with this, I was like, oh God, I know the line of the universe and that dot, it's mine. It's mine, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna run with it, no matter what. How many times I
Mm-hmm.
fail, I'm gonna still celebrate because you gotta
That's right.
celebrate. You gotta celebrate your
I
as
said
much.
that, celebrate every win.
Yep,
That's right. You have to
yep.
celebrate every win.
You
Every
fail.
win.
When I fail, I freaking celebrate. I'm like, all right, what was wrong? Damn, I lost $1,000. What did I do wrong to I lost $1,000? Oh, I didn't took, and I'm not even mad. I'm like, all right, who cares? I fell. Let me celebrate. Let me get up again, and let me go get it again, differently because now I understand what was my mistake.
And that's being consistent. So I just have a couple of more quotes that I want to
Go ahead.
share from the journal, okay? Here's one. Setting a goal is not the main thing. It is deciding how you will go about achieving it and staying with that plan. These are all quotes about consistency, right?
Mm,
Courage, the most important of all virtues,
courage.
because without courage, you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. So these are quotes that we would start the day with in the journal. What I do every day matters more than what I do once in a while, right? Respectable character is developed by consistency in self-discipline and self-control.
Mm,
And here's one more. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently.
mm. You
So
hit
that
all of
thing
those
that
strong.
thing about consistency, and those are my quotes. You can look in the journal. I do have, I quoted the person, who said them in the journal. But listen, this journaling thing is huge. It's big. It's how we shape our lives. It's how we shape our lives. It gives us a moment and time to reflect.
Mm,
I'm going to be honest. When I was going through my breast cancer journey, I did go through it positively. I did go through my journey differently. I was positive. I took time to document, not only in words, but in pictures and things of that nature. So I kept pictures, I kept programs of things that I went to. And so I'm going to one day create a beautiful, some type of collage or book or something like that, because I do have everything there. But I think that what happens with us as we're going about our lives day to day is we get so caught up in the busyness of the day. We get so caught up in, I need to do this, I need to do that. What's on the to-do list? I didn't get that done yesterday. I need to do this for this for this person, and this for this person. And our days are just filled with things to do, task lists, checking off the box. But we never really take the time to actually plan our day, to
Mm,
plan what our day can look like, because we can do that. We can do it. And not saying that we're not going to have those things to do, because we did have things to do. But our days and our lives consist of more than just checking off boxes with things to do.
mm,
As you're doing, as you said, we're giving, we're constantly giving. You have your organization that you're giving to. You have people, other entrepreneurs that can call you and say, "Hey, Jesus, you know what? I'm not having a good day, man. Come on, help me out with this." We have to make sure that our day is filled with more than just work and checking off boxes of things for us to do. That's why the journal is, it's a prompted and guided journal. So it guides you so that your day is more of a comprehensive day. And as you consistently keep this pattern going, you actually have an opportunity to see the difference and the changes that you're making, not only in your life, but in the lives of the people that are around you that you're touching, in your
mm.
family, in your with your friends, with your clients, making a difference and charting the difference.
Man, you just, I don't even wanna. I'm gonna let you end it, but before you end it, let everybody know where you can find your book, where they can get everything, and when we're done, you can go through the show, and on the comments you can put the links so they can just click and go.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
Man,
So, yeah. So, again, my name is Patryce Sheppard. I am a breast cancer survivor. I'm an author, a speaker, and an advocate. Thank you so much for giving me another opportunity to advocate, educate, and inspire. The title of my book is Doing It Differently. And you can find the book, the journals, and all the other educational materials at www.doingitdifferentlybook.com. You can also reach out to us there. There is a contact page. We would love to talk to you, answer any questions that you have, and just be a valuable resource for you as you continue with your life doing it differently.
you know what? I forgot one question, and I got it. There's, like we said, no what is. How did you
Yeah.
feel at that moment when they called you on stage when we were in Dallas?
Oh my goodness. I got to take my glasses off for this one.
I
Okay.
had that in my mind. I gotta ask her before we even finish that.
So listen, let me tell you how that moment came about. So you're speaking about at 8% Nation
Yeah,
conference
8%
in
nation.
Dallas. So here's what happened with that. So I'm also a life insurance agent. I have a small agency, and I spoke at a mastermind, and I spoke about, it was in May. I spoke at a mastermind and I spoke about obtaining referrals. I did a little workshop on getting referrals. One of the things, I'm very social and very interactive with my clients, and so I get lots of referrals, sales through referrals. Had an opportunity to speak there. Cody Askins was also there speaking.
Mm.
And so afterwards, I connected with Cody and we took some pictures together and things like that. Well, I was already following him, but I believe that someone from his office reached out to me and because Cody was having a public speaking workshop at his office. So I flew down, I took the workshop, and then he announced that they were going to have a contest. And the prize was something that money couldn't buy. The prize was 5 minutes on stage at 8% Nation
Mm.
in front of all thousands of insurance agents, business owners. It was so exciting. I think it was about 1,200 people there, if I'm not mistaken. That was awesome. I also had a chance to launch the book Doing It Differently there. So when I tell you the feeling, I was nervous, but it was a nervous excitement. I was
Yes.
nervous. I was excited. I was thankful. I was grateful for the opportunity. I met so many amazing people. You and I met there, remember?
Hmm.
That's where you and I met. I met so many amazing people. And just that experience alone has opened up so many doors for me. I've been on several other podcasts. I've had the opportunity, a couple of women who were there that purchased books have also purchased other materials and supplies. I have something called a survivor kit. You can find it on the website.
Mm.
Other women that they knew who are currently going through breast cancer. I've had an opportunity to be a blessing and to help those women. So just that one opportunity has opened up so many doors for me. And I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for that. But then Jesus, that's another testament to just being
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
Because when you're grateful in the moment and you're positive and happy in that moment, then so much more positivity is attracted to you. So that's what I'll leave with. Be grateful, be gratitude, and start a new life today doing it differently.
Woo, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm definitely gonna have you for the next for the kids. So we'll talk on Facebook about it. So
Absolutely.
they'll be amazed because they're already happy having the first speaker. And I tell them this: I'm gonna be bringing different speakers because they want to know about credit, and this is the important things we're gonna know because they learn about
Mm-hmm.
marketing, content creation, just a little bit. But I'm gonna bring her again too, so it can be more time. And then I want them to know about credit. I want them to know, about people that have beat cancer, people like yourself, all these different entrepreneurs that they can teach them, and they can ask
Mm-hmm.
the questions. They're like, "Hey, everything is possible because we're doing it. You're young, 7, 8, 9. So when you're 20, my God, man, you're gonna be on stages. That's my number one thing that nobody. That's my nugget on 8% Nation that I got. When I was in there, I said nobody's doing stages for the kids. Nobody's putting the kids in front.
Ooh,
That's what
that's
right there.
that's good.
All eyes
That's
on them.
good.
And I said, I'm gonna be the one creating that, and I'm gonna make sure that they are the all eyes on them. The kids are the ones that are gonna be speaking of all of their expertise. So us, the parents and everybody, yeah, we'll bring in, people to talk like yourself and everything, but the main course, it's them.
Is the kid I love that.
And nobody, I went and searched and I was like, nobody's doing this. They're doing things like I'm doing, but like masterminds and things, but like something that people be like, hey, that's why I'm doing it. I want to spread out this big so people can know that I'm not here alone, that we can do it together. And I said, I'm gonna make sure that that's gonna happen. I know that, and create a building for them, the Allies on Them Foundation building, where the kids can go there and work and make it happen.
Jesus, my friend, you're doing it differently.
I saw that, and I mean, I tell people some don't believe, but you gotta believe in you. Like we talked about, I already see the vision. Like I see the vision, the me already doing those things.
Yes.
Like I can see that. I'm like, all right, I'm doing the right things. I'm working on it. Keep on consistently because there's me that is right here. It's gonna get to that middle me. And it's gonna be like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, it's not over yet. I still gotta. It's like an actor said, I gotta follow my hero, but I'm never gonna catch my hero. I'm never gonna catch my hero. So that's my hero. The next one, then the next one, then the next one. Oh, Matthew McConaughey say that.
I love
When
him.
Matthew said that, I was like, I took that and I was like, oh man, our hero is already over there. And
Isn't
like
he
that,
supposed to be? Isn't he supposed to be running for governor or
I heard,
something of Texas?
I
I
heard.
hope he does. I like him.
I need to get his book. I know he just wrote a book, and I heard that
Did
it's
he?
really good.
I'll have to look it up because I like him. I
Yeah,
like what he stands for.
yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
What everything he put him in stage and whatever he says. I'm like, man, I write it down and I take action. But when he said about the hero, man, I was like, he's right. It's us. He said, it's us in 10 years. And then when I get to the 10 years, I'm not even close. He said, I'm not even close yet. I still gotta figure out my other hero. And I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
and I that's when I started seeing that's our vision, seeing us right there, getting to that part, then to the next part, to the next part, and just going. And like you said, just live. Like that's what I'm doing now. Just live. I'm no fear of everything now. I took that word
Yes.
out. Like I just live the life of what God the creator just gave us. Just to go
Yes.
out there and do what we gotta do here on earth. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
You said something earlier when you said God has a plan for us. We already have a destiny, but we still have free will. But we have free will. So he knows what it is. He has a plan for what we're supposed to be doing. But we have to make those decisions every day. It's interesting that I say this, and sometimes people understand it and sometimes they don't, and it's okay. I say that having breast cancer was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Mm.
Here's why. Now I'm walking in my purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my contribution to the world. I'm
Mm.
helping other people. I'm providing resources. I have an opportunity now to do what it is that I was designed and created to do.
To do
But had I never went through that situation,
would have never
I wouldn't
happened.
be here. I trust me. When I was a kid, my dream was not to be a breast cancer advocate because that would have meant that I had to have breast cancer, right? So that wasn't my dream. But what I did, like I said, it's that mindset thing. I faced a situation of adversity. I thought positively about it. I declared what I wanted to be. When I was going through, I was in the middle of chemo. I said, what do I want to come out of this situation?
Mm.
I want to be an advocate because I wasn't educated on breast cancer. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know that much about it when I was diagnosed. But I said, this has to change. Now I have resources and I have tools. I said, I want to be an advocate. I want to educate women. I want to be a speaker. There's so many things that I want to do. So I had that big goal up there. And now what I'm doing is I'm walking myself back every day from the big goal, all these
Backwards.
small goals. All these small goals are walking me towards the big goal.
You
And I've
hit.
accomplished a lot of things, but I'm not done yet. Just like you said, he said, okay, we're here the year. Matthew McConaughey said, we're here now. Hey, what's the next thing? I have to go out and get that one. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna declare something right here on this show, and I'm gonna ask you to help me. I've been thinking about starting a podcast. I love your intro, the way you have it set up. I'm very impressed with it. And I would love to start a podcast. This time next year, I want a podcast. And I would love for you to help me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've been helping a lot of people here in Houston. The number one thing I've been doing with them is taking an hour of their time, educate them, no cost at all. And they want to pay me. I'm like, no, I just want to educate you, and I want to make sure that anything that you need help, then we can take to the next step. And
Well,
most
this
of
is
them,
how we'll do it. Oh,
and
I'm
this is
sorry. Go ahead.
amazing.
I was
How
going to say this is how we'll do it. So there's no cost for you helping me get my podcast started. And I'm going to pay it forward with whatever you need me to do for the kids. I told you already, I'm going to donate all the journals, all 12 months to all your
they're gonna be
kids.
happy.
Donate the journals. We'll teach them. We'll do whatever we need to do. That's how we do it, buddy.
I
Give and
know
receive. We talked about that.
those kids are gonna be happy with that, man. Because when I
Yes.
told them my vision about the building and the events, They were like, whoa, they were just like no words. Like you could see
Mm-hmm.
their faces like, what, my own building where I can go in and work and then go anytime and Zumba and work out and
Do
you know,
everything.
man, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, for you because y'all need this.
Mm-hmm.
And they were happy. That made me happy, like it's a beginning, it's a start, something. Because now after this, I'm gonna start doing events so I can raise funds for the foundation and
Yes.
start getting more into it because I really want to go and visit all these kids because they're not all from Houston. Like I said, some of them are Cali, some of them are in ATL. I want to go up there and visit and see them myself. Like, hey, this is the movement is still gonna go on. How can we help more people here in ATL? How can we get more so they can be in the All Eyes on Them Foundation? Boom, 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 and make it grow. There's 7 right now. That's a start.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Uh-huh. 2
That's
sisters,
amazing.
3 brothers, and then the other ones are single. Single, 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 single.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't have no words just to that I'm blessed that I'm doing this, and that's why you hit something right. That when you said this was the best thing that happened, that to me having cancer, I guess I never thought about it, but to me, what's the best thing was that I didn't see my daughter for 2 years and a half, so that's what built me. That's what built me for the confidence that the kids give me that energy and the power because I see her in them with all of the things that happen on my story. And I was like, if that wouldn't have happened, I don't, like you said, I don't know what Pat would have been gone.
So, situations of adversity, when we face those situations, depending on the way we look at them, whether it's positive or negative, and how we move forward in those situations determines our destiny. In your situation, you didn't see your daughter for 2 years. That was a hurtful experience. But what you decided to do was take the positive out of that and create something. So that now you're doing something powerful for other kids. That's amazing.
Yeah,
With my breast cancer, having breast cancer, I decided to think positive and create something out of it so that I can share and be a blessing to others. That's where that mindset change comes in at. We have to change our mind and the way we think about things and the way we look at things so that when we're faced with that situation of adversity, we think positive about it, we declare what we want to be, and then consistently we move toward that goal.
definitely, definitely. But I mean, I'm like we're out of words. It's funny because I have so much to say every time. Like I can go. I think my longest podcast was almost 3 hours.
Oh my goodness. I don't have time to talk to you
No,
like this for
yeah,
three
and we
hours
did we
today.
did it all. It was at night too. It was like around 7. But the
Oh my
guy,
goodness.
the guy that he brought a lot of value, and we just didn't even want to stop, But that's okay. I mean, sometimes it's gonna happen. Sometimes you might have a 15-minute podcast, but you gave a lot of value out there to help somebody. I always say it doesn't matter who's watching or whatever, or they're gonna share, but if we help that one person, because that one
That's
person
right.
can multiply 10x, 20x, 30x, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just gonna spread out. That
Mm-hmm.
one person. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And that's
That's it.
really all you need. All you need is one person because, and again, because that one person can 10x. And then next thing you know, they're talking about your podcast or they're buying your book in bulk. All you need is one person. And
One person.
guess who the one person is? The first one person is you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It starts with you. You're the first one person in your business, the first one person to start that podcast, the first one person to go out there and do whatever it is you need to do in the world.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm just
This has been good. This has
Yeah,
been
I'm telling
good.
you. I'm telling you, man. When I get into this, and I haven't been doing my own show lately because since I'm a producer now, I'm producing podcasts for other entrepreneurs and other small business owners. Since that's what I'm doing, educating and letting them know if they want to create their own podcast. But I want to do done for you. Like I do everything for them. They don't have to worry about. So I have my own producing other people here in Houston. but I'm gonna spread it out, you know. But this is the beginning because I'm feeding myself. I'm feeding the foundation. For me, I'm feeding the foundation. But I want to start
Yes.
doing events so I can raise money for it because I'm doing. This is something good that I'm doing. It's not
It's
nothing
something
bad.
great. It's
Something great. Yeah.
fantastic.
That I mean, come on. I mean, you already see these people. I mean, Grant Cardone and all of them. They're raising funds for their for real estate. Man, I can't do that. He raised
We can
what?
do it.
He's now $4 billion on that, but he started small. At the same
Mm-hmm.
way, I can start small and then he can raise, and then maybe not even 5 years we'll have the building before there.
Don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise small
I
beginnings.
am already that. You always gotta say I am because you already are. It's just on
Mm-hmm.
that timing that God's puts you, that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. That's a scripture. That's Zechariah 4 and 10. It talks about not despising small beginnings. You know, many times we don't want to start things because we say, oh, if I start this podcast, there are only going to be 2 people on watching, or who's going to like it? If I go live, nobody's going to be on my live Facebook. If I post something, who's going to, who's going to like my picture? Who's going to share it? Don't, it doesn't matter. Just be consistent in what you're doing. Just continuously be consistent. Trust me, be consistent. I've been talking about my breast cancer journey on Facebook. I actually started Facebook just for that, just to talk about my journey. I wasn't on Facebook before. I started in October 2018. And when you go through my page, it's amazing because I've been consistently talking about breast cancer, consistently advocating,
That's
educating, and
good.
inspiring. So now, what started out as me talking about my journey, it's been years. It's been almost 4 years that I've been on Facebook just talking about it. And here's the thing, I was just going about I didn't purposely do that. Like, I didn't purposely do it so that I could create a platform, because obviously back then I had no idea that I would be where I am today. I had a thought that I would, because of course I said that I wanted that. Someone said to me, this is what made me realize it. Someone was looking at my page. It was just like you said. It was a friend of a friend. They they posted on Facebook and they were holding my book in their hand.
Mm.
And they posted, thank you, Patryce, and everything that they said about that. Well, as you know, that if you tag me to your post, then your friends are going to see it, and those are
Hmm.
friends that I'm not even connected to, right? So one of their friends reached out to me and said, oh my goodness, I love what you're doing. I looked at your website. Can we talk? That's what they reached out and said, in Messenger. So we had a talk. And what she said was, the one thing that I love about you is that you didn't pop up out of nowhere.
Mm.
She said a lot of times entrepreneurs, they want to start businesses and they want to start something new. And what they do is they just pop up and say, okay, I'm selling water now. You know, all of a sudden they're selling water and they want to be an overnight
Success.
sensation. Right. But she said, the one thing that I can appreciate about you is that you've been talking about this for years. This is something that you're passionate about, something that you care about. So I spoke with her. What we're going to be doing now is she's going to buy the books in bulk, and she's going to get her logo put on them. She's going to get her logo put on the books. She's going to purchase them in bulk, and then she's going to distribute and give them out.
Mm.
But that came from just one person,
Hmm.
somebody that I didn't even know. Being consistent is key. Being consistent is key. Trust me, consistency is better than perfection.
Mm. Yep.
Sometimes I post videos or post pictures or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I messed up on that. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Keep
The same.
posting, keep trying. Mm-hmm.
It's the raw you that they gotta see, not
Mm-hmm.
my perfect video or this. Like when I go live, what was it? Saturday, we did a podcast in the morning, and then
Uh-huh.
the camera fell and it went black. And I said, "Hey man, when you go live, things are gonna happen. Nothing is perfect." And I didn't stop. We still kept on going. I got
Keep
off the
going.
camera and I went and produced the podcast myself. I said, I'm not in the camera, that's fine, but I'm gonna make sure that the business owners that we have in here that they still gonna go on and talk about their business and their value they're
That's
giving.
right.
I could have said, you know what, guys, I'm gonna stop and we'll do it. No, I said we gotta keep on going.
That's right.
We gotta keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
Just like life, we gotta keep on going.
You don't stop. You keep going.
Don't stop. Just like was P. Diddy said, we don't stop.
That's right.
Hey, soon we're gonna have P. Diddy here, man.
That's you better speak that thing. That's right.
I know that one of my mentors, the ones that I buy courses and study from him,
Uh-huh.
he had Shaq on his podcast, Shaquille O'Neal, just recently.
Ooh.
So I have connections with him. So you never know. I might crisscross and have Shaq in here. So
You
I'm
never
telling you,
know.
when you start getting into those connections to those surrounding, those people are gonna connect you with them because you're doing something great. And Shaq
Mm-hmm.
is doing an amazing man.
He's
Shaq is
doing
doing
amazing.
all of these companies he bought, all of the investments. Is like, man, I want to learn from
And
him.
every time you turn around, you see him on a TV commercial doing something differently, doing
He
it
he
differently.
he conquering. He said, you know what? I'm gonna conquer everything that I can that I'm alive, and you got to do that. God gave you that.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with it. He's still
Mm-mm.
helping. He's still out there and pushing out there. His family. He's helping other foundations. He's doing what it
Yep.
is to be doing, and enjoying his life. He played basketball all of his life. He was a great, super great,
Mm-hmm.
and look what he's doing now. He said, you know
Look what
what?
he's doing now.
The money's gonna go. Where can I put it? Where do I learn so I can make this money grow every month? Where? And boom, now he's Papa John's and you name it.
Everywhere.
You name it. And those are the people that I'm always looking. There's people like, how are they doing this? How can I learn from them? Who can I get from them that I know that I can reach?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
always that. Who can we reach? How can we help? Who can we help? How can we collaborate? How can we do this? This is what I'm doing. It's up to you if you want to put me in your platform or not. But this is what I've been doing. And
Well, let me.
I have like 500 plus videos already. That's crazy.
Ooh, see,
Yeah,
that's
that's
awesome.
crazy.
That's
I don't even
amazing.
believe it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of it. And I've been going through old videos, and I was like, oh, like you were saying, like repeatedly, like I was talking about the kids already back in the day. I was talking about, mindset and entrepreneurship and not back in those 4 or 5 years. And then I come back to now and my mindset is like exploded because it's different now. You learn so much.
That's the power of documenting. What we were talking about earlier with the
Hmm.
journaling. Remember, I said that I also documented with pictures. What you did is you're documenting with video.
Yeah.
So you can look back and reflect.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's
It's amazing,
amazing.
isn't it?
It's amazing. I think I put a video from 2018 on my page. It's on YouTube too on my page. And
Okay.
I interviewed somebody from Las Vegas. Well, he lives in Las Vegas now, but he was living in California. And I'm gonna bring him back because man, he did a transformation that man, I want to put like a video on 2018 to now because he used to
Uh-huh.
be a big guy and he's 50 years old now. I think he turned 50. He's skinny, he's
Wow.
buff, like his transformation, it's just amazing of what he did consistently and what he became of himself. From that
That's
time to
awesome.
this, I was like, oh, that's why I put the video. I was like 2018. And then he reached out to me, hey, can we do another podcast? And I said, yes, because I want
Absolutely.
to know that transformation of that video to right now in 2021. Like you lost all those so many pounds and now you're strong and at your age too. And now it's a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Every day he does a little video while he walks to the gym in Las Vegas every day. And he gives you something positive. And I
Mm-hmm.
love that. His name is Mike Chavez. He's an amazing person. Really amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
So, so I,
go ahead.
let me say
Finish
one
up
last thing.
finish up with something positive, and then at the end when we're done, you can just go through it and put the link so people can go.
Sure, but this is what I want to do, because remember I said that when we're faced with a situation, we change our mindset, think positive, and then we declare. So you said something to me, and you just triggered me. You said one day I'm going to have Shaq on my podcast, right? So I'm going to make a declaration right now. I'm going to have a podcast. You're going to help me and be my producer. Thank you so very much. And here are some of the women, the breast cancer survivors that I'm going to have on there. I'm going to have on there Robin Roberts from Good Morning America.
Oh, I know. Jeez.
You know her. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to have Angelina Jolie, Wanda Sykes.
Oh.
Mm. These are some of the women who are going to collaborate with me so that we can get a message out for breast cancer awareness. So if you're listening, Robin, Wanda, Angelina, I'm getting a podcast ready. And I'm inviting you guys on whenever you want to come on.
Y'all be ready, girls, because it's gonna be outstanding. The value that is gonna be pushing out there. Woo! And it's gonna happen. It's gonna
It
happen.
is.
Yeah, because that's what my friend said. Hey, you can have Chad, you can have all of these people that you look up to. You can have them. You can have them or reach to them. Just you can.
Well, it's already out there in the atmosphere because I just said it.
Yeah, it's
And
out there.
again, like we talked about, it only takes one person. So somebody who knows one of those ladies might say, "Oh, there's this podcast, Robin. She
And
called your
then
name."
boom, there's more speaking stages here, left and right. Oh,
Yes. Yes. Also, that we can share a message of positivity, so that we can share a message that breast cancer is not a death sentence. No matter what situation that you're going through, no matter if it's a situation of adversity, it's about that mindset. All we need to do is change our mindset.
yep.
Change our mindset so that we can think positively, so that we can make declarations and we can take small steps every day to fulfill on our goals, doing it differently.
Doing it different. Bam! It's a wrap. Thank you. And it's not gonna be the last time. Like I said, we're gonna be doing that with the kids. And then I got some.
Absolutely.
I'm right now planning to do a little workshop in a month from now. So I gotta reach to these top players. Like the one is the one that I already did the Shack, and
Uh-huh.
then the other one is David Meltzer. You probably heard of him. He's an out there. He's out there. I was helping. He's Grant Cardone. All of those people that are with the and I already reached to one of them, both of them. But now I gotta get to them and say if they're available for this because I'm gonna do a little training. It's gonna be a mindset, media mindset plus podcast marketing, and I want to bring them to a
Okay.
4 day training, Monday through Thursday. Just 8 people. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna start doing those little small events, and then
Mm-hmm.
boom, I'm gonna explode them to be bigger.
That's right.
Why not? My friend is doing that in Cali. He started small. Look at he's now making some big event. I think one of the best events now in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So anything is possible.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And
Thank you so
God
much for
bless.
having me. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much for
And you
having me.
keep on enjoying and having a blessed Monday.
You as well. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you guys. I hope they enjoy this episode with Miss Patryce Sheppard, and she's gonna put the links under so y'all can get her book and y'all can read it. Not only her book, everything that she has in there, anything that you want to get from there, or any questions that you have. She's gonna put her links, her Facebook, Instagram, and go ask her questions. Anything. She's a survivor from breast cancer, and we had an amazing. Just talked about today. We went over. It's an hour and 25 minutes, but it was amazing. When you go over an hour, it's more of a conversation. It's more of a value conversation we brought out here to you guys, and I'm happy and blessed, mostly because she's gonna help for the foundation. How about this the notebooks for the kids? That's gonna the kids are gonna be amazed and happy to have the journals and write stuff down and apply it to their small business that they already have, and that to me is just a blessing. Like I said, anything can happen. Anyone that we can help right here, at least that one person around the world who sees this. And if you out there and if you want to share this, share it with love, share it with pride. I'm not telling you go ahead and share it. That's up to you guys. Thank you very much. Whoo! The real Jesus Ortiz from the Push Power to Power show is out. God bless.